Hello everybody, and welcome back to Spirituality with Gabriella. So thank you everybody so much for joining me on this journey. Today we are doing a pick a card reading with important and urgent messages from your guides. So let's see what your guides have to say today. If you like this video, if you could please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it if you feel so inclined. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into the piles. So we're working with these 3 piles today. The first one is pile 1 with the rose quartz. Pile 2 with the rough turquoise. And pile 3 with the citrine. So take all the time you need to choose your pile. Once you've got that, you can fast forward using the timestamps down below and get your own personal reading. And I will see you there. Thank you so much. All right, if you chose pile 1, this reading is for you. Your first card is the Black Newman, which is a special card in this deck. So let's shuffle and see what else is coming through. You got the Chariot. You got the 4 of Wands, Death, and the Hanged Man. All right, so let's get started with these. So the first thing I want to say is your spirit guides are really proud of you. Why? Because they're saying that you're going through a breakthrough phase in your life. So I don't know if you're working on a project or perhaps you've allowed yourself to really feel into a relationship, but to me, it feels like you finally leaned in, whereas what your guides are saying is there was a point in time where you were leaning away. So I think that this event, and I'm going to put that in air quotes, is different things for different people, but it really feels like you kind of took a leap of faith or took a risk in some way, and it's starting to really pay off. And what your guides are saying is you can't yet see the dividends of how much this is paying off, but the more you lean into trust and faith, the better your experience is going to be. And they're directing me to these 2 little creatures here. I think they are dogs or wolves. And one is pausing and the other has kind of taken a step into the next phase, even though it's dark and even though it doesn't know exactly where it's going and all of the details. To me, it feels like it's curious and it's willing to explore. And so what your guides are saying is for those of you where you've already taken this step, there's success right here for you. You have the Chariot, you have the 4 of Wands. So whatever this was is something that is really going to fulfill you over time. Now, if you have not yet taken that step, it feels like this is the necessary thing that you need to do to make your journey the most successful it can be. And your guides are saying don't delay. So that would be the urgent message coming through. And for some of you, you might have a tendency to want to play things on the safer side, like you might even be fairly conservative in your investments when it comes to money and things like that. But your guides are just saying in this situation, waiting is actually not going to help you. And they're actually drawing me to this little special creature over here who reminds me of the Loch Ness Monster. And they're just saying this creature, if it's still, it's not in its magical essence. So I'm just getting a sense like you need to be moving towards your goals in a very tangible way in order to experience the benefits that come with the Chariot and the 4 of Wands here. And if you're really tactical about reading the cards here, you can see that most of the characters are looking towards the right. And I always associate the right with the future and with going towards your goals, following faith, trusting your gut. So we're not wanting to stop and look back to the left. Instead, we're wanting to look forward. So if you have made that leap already, then your guides are really proud of you. And there's a lot of green energy coming through this pile just energetically, and you might have a very green aura because your guides are also wanting you to focus on nature, get into nature more, knowing that that is hugely restorative for your energy, and you will feel better the moment that you do that. So make sure if you're feeling stagnant in any way, get out into nature, get close to the grass, get close to the trees, and just honor where you are right now, being in this beautiful natural world we have, and know that that's actually something that will help you get more success throughout your life. So it's not something to be laughed at or something to take lightly. It really feels like the more nature time you have, the more your energy is refreshed, and therefore the more successful you are. So your guides are also showing a whole bunch of different things. They're showing small dogs. They're also showing a grandmother. So for some of you, I feel like this is only for some of you. Your grandmother is wanting your attention, wanting you to call her. I think for a very small portion of people, a grandmother might actually be going through a health trouble right now. And I actually see her being pretty fine and okay. But for those where it applies, make sure that you're reaching out to your grandma. For people that have dogs, especially if they're small dogs, really important to get out into nature with your dogs. Your dogs have a lot of energy, and you also have tons of energy that is not always being released throughout the day. So make sure that you're using your dogs as a channel and a way to get back into nature, because your guides are really wanting you to spend that quality time with them and really get outside. So I definitely see really positive things coming for you. Your guides are talking a whole bunch about consistency in terms of relationships. So if you're with somebody right now, I really see that progression developing, or I really see that relationship developing a whole bunch. You have the Four of Wands, you have death. So I feel like if there's something the two of you haven't broken into or talked about yet, that's going to be happening over the next couple weeks. I'm getting the number 3, so it would be between 3 weeks and 3 months that you'll be having conversations about going deeper. And some of you, if you're in a connection already, will be either upgrading in your relationship status, like becoming boyfriend, girlfriend, or an item, however that looks for you, or you might even consider planning a trip together, because your guides are also showing forests and islands. So I feel like you're going to go somewhere exotic with this person. Now, if you're not in a connection yet, I really feel like love is very strong for you this year, and your guides are wanting you to take a leap of faith. They just keep saying for this pile, trust and leap of faith are the two main messages. So analyze your life, think about where you have not yet taken that leap, and know that that is the key in order for you to get all of this happiness and to really transform into the person that you're meant to be. And I get a lot of energy that's very creative within you. Like there's a lot of sacral chakra energy here. So you want to be free, you want to be liberated, you want to feel really creative. So things like dancing, singing, painting, music are really healthy for you right now. But just know that it's really important that you give your guides something to work with, is basically what they're telling me. So you have to take this leap, and it doesn't have to be massive, but definitely if you feel like you're holding yourself back or you're talking yourself into why something might not work, your guides are really wanting you to cut that immediately and make a very fast pivot. And so that is definitely the urgent message coming through, because without you taking that leap, your guides really don't have anything to work with energetically. So they want you to know once you take the leap, it's not like everything in your life is going to shake up and change completely, whether you want it to or not. They're saying you're going to take a leap, you've put the intention out there into the universe, and then by doing it, they're going to help that move along and progress. And that is going to trigger a whole new awakening of your soul, basically. So what I'm hearing is you're going to get this really deep level of confidence in yourself, and you're going to understand how everything in the universe is so connected. And that's why they keep talking about trees, because they're literally saying you'll be able to go outside and feel like the deep rhythm of the earth. You'll feel like your energy is connected to the trees, the plants, the animals, the wildlife. And so basically you're gaining a lot of spiritual awareness, because what they're saying is the Great Awakening. So during this year 2022, you've already done a lot of the legwork in 2021 in terms of your spiritual journey, but this year specifically is the year that you really step into your own and come into your power. And it's going to come with transformation, but it feels very positive overall. I'm also hearing that some of you are going to get a tattoo. That was really random, but some of you are going to get a tattoo. It will be somewhere visible, like on your, between your shoulder and your elbow, or on your leg, like your upper thigh. That's what your guides are saying. So in any case, to finish this thread, they're saying that you are going to feel this deep transformation. You're going to feel so much more connected to everything in the universe. But no, we have the Hanged Man here. It's not like this crazy knock-on effect. Like, not everything is going to change immediately. And so they want you to leap and spend at least 2 to 3 months readjusting to the new energy that you'll be living at. And they're giving you 2 to 3 months so that you can truly become accustomed to the new energetic vibration that you will be vibrating at every single day. And so this is the Hanged Man coming through. There's going to be a period of adjustment. It's going to take 2 to 3 months, but after around 3 months, especially if you have launched something or you have stepped into the next phase of a relationship, for example, that is when everything is coming to fruition. So for example, after 3 months after making the leap, you could be getting engaged, getting married. You could be seeing a lot of success. Let's say that you launched an online store or something like that. That's the best example coming to my mind. After 3 months of doing that is when all of the sales will start to come in. So your guides are wanting you to know you have to make the leap, but after the leap is made, all you have to do is focus on consistency and adjusting to this new energetic vibration. So that is your reading for today. That's what your guides wanted to say to you. Make sure that you are making the leap. Don't delay it. It is super important. And I wish you all of the luck and love in the world. Definitely keep me updated. You can comment down below so I can see all of the exciting changes and transformations that are happening in your life. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So your first card is the 5 of Pentacles. So let's keep shuffling here and see what else comes through about what your guides want you to know, any urgent or important messages. Okay, you have the 10 of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands. The 5 of Wands. And the 3 of Swords. Okay, so we are going to start here. So for those of you who know tarot, you may already be noticing that a lot of these cards are a little bit harder in energy. And I want to start by saying there's no such thing as negative cards. There are messages that tend to be heavier, and then there are messages that are more light in nature. And this pile just tends to have a little bit heavier messages, but it actually makes it even more important that we get clear channeled messages from your guides. So the first thing that I'm hearing is a lot of you feel like you've been stuck in a rut, or like something unexpected happened in your life which has kind of knocked you down. And the reason I'm saying that is your spirit guides are literally showing somebody who is down on the ground on their knees and they're not up back on their feet yet. And they're just showing this as a symbolic message to say your feelings are validated. So you might watch some tarot readings where the message is get up right now, get back on your own 2 feet, start going again. But the message in this pile is actually really different. Your guides want you to make sure that you work through these feelings, and they're telling you not to rush. So taking time to really dig into what you're feeling, and they keep showing poetry and journals. So definitely write it all out. And they're saying it's okay to purge. And they're specifically using the word purge because I feel like whatever happened was something that hurt your soul. Like I'm getting a heartbreak energy around this. We have the 3 of Swords. So I'm going to say this could fall under the category of losing someone in your life, whether that be a relationship or even losing someone permanently. I'm getting this energy of loss as attached to this pile and feeling like something happened that you couldn't have really fully prepared yourself for, even if you knew it was trending in that direction. And what I want you to know is it's okay to rest. Your guides are suggesting that you do a lot of restorative activities right now. So things like writing, yin yoga, any kind of restorative work that is going to help balance your energy. But they're specifically saying do not rush your healing process. So make sure that you have people to reach out to speak about this. But at the same time, know that a lot of this healing work has to be done on your own. And your guides are just saying you know yourself better than anybody else. So don't look to other people to validate your emotions. You don't need anybody to do that for you. They see what you're going through. They see that this holds a level of suffering, and they just want you to know it's okay, and you have to work through those emotions first. And you can take that at your own time. So we have a lot of wand energy here, and I want to call your attention to this because currently you're feeling like this, the Five of Pentacles. So there's a feeling of loneliness, there's a feeling of struggle and suffering happening here. And some of you are actually just very concerned about your life in general, and that extends to things like your finances, your career. Doesn't necessarily feel like everything is figured out yet. And once again, your guides are saying it's okay, it's gonna change, but it's okay for right now. They're supporting you, they're gonna work through this with you, and not everything in life is meant to be happy. This is like a huge spiritual lesson, and I just want you to know from my heart to yours, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, I have been there, and it totally sucks, but at the same time, you are gonna get through this, and you are very strong, because when I tap into this pile, I get this energy of somebody who knows that it's not time to give up yet, is basically what I'm hearing. So the 10 of Wands, Knight of Wands, 5 of Wands. When we see this energy, the wands signify that there will be a bit of a change. So I do expect that the pace in your life, just generally speaking, is going to get faster. The 10 of Wands signifies that you're at the end of this cycle. So you're at the end of this thing that is causing you struggle and torment. And you don't yet know the way. You don't yet know exactly what's coming for you. But there is a slight feeling of relief to this pile as well. So you might be feeling like the Five of Pentacles right now, but you'll soon be shifting into this energy of actually, you know what? The worst is over, and I finally am feeling a little bit relieved. So when I see the Knight of Wands here, what I'm hearing is your tendency might be to want to cast everything away, all of the things that have happened, but your guides are saying not so fast. It is important to implement certain measures that will actually help you shift into the next chapter or next phase of your life. And I'm actually getting therapy. So I'm hearing therapy, writing, poetry, just really spending a lot of time doing restorative things. And your guides are specifically saying to know that a lot of this has to be done by yourself, but it is also important not to isolate yourself. So you don't need to rely on your friends per se, because I'm getting sometimes your friends actually distract you and make you focus on things which are not the most productive. Even though I love your friends and they're great, your guides are just saying you don't need to use your friends as a way to heal this situation right now. So I would advise getting like a guide, a mentor, or a coach who you truly trust. Somebody who can help you see this situation in a different light and start to shift your perspective. And also somebody who will really listen to your feelings, because although your feelings don't need any validation, they are perfectly accurate as they are, and you don't need anyone else to tell you that. I'm just hearing that it will be nice to feel heard and to feel like somebody else is on this journey with you, and it can be one person. And I'm actually getting one person is going to be much more effective than if you're constantly talking to 4 or 5 friends about this, because in a way that would actually perpetuate the feelings of darkness and anxiety. So one person who you identify, who you really look up to, somebody who you trust with your life, that's gonna really help you get through this phase. So we have the 5 of Wands. When we see this card, this is a card of rebuilding. So rebuilding meaning that you might struggle a little bit. There might be some internal conflict. However, the good thing about the 5 of Wands is it does come with a level of impassioned energy. So I'm definitely getting with all of this wand energy, like you're going to find the energy within you to step back, get back up on your own 2 feet. But when you do that, you're going to be a different person than who you were when you fell down. That's what your guides are saying. And then the 3 of Swords here, your guides want you to know that whatever this is, it definitely is the end. So I'm not going to pretend that it's not. It is, and it comes with struggle and suffering. But the 3 of Swords is also a sign that you're going to soon be going through a restorative process. So let's say this was a heartbreak. Well, now it's over. We have 3 of Swords, 10 of Wands. These 2 energies are final energies. So you're at the end of this, whatever this was, even if it shocked you, even if it was really hard, you're at the end. And with all these wand cards, you're going to find new inspiration and another reason to get back up on your own 2 feet. And I just want you to know that sometimes when we get these spiritual messages and these challenges in our lives, they can be super hard to deal with in the moment. But to me, it feels like the worst is over. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy every day and it's not coasting from here. That's not the truth. But the truth is you are very strong. There must be a reason to keep going. And that's what I really advise you to hang on to as you go throughout this phase, because that's going to help you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And even when the tunnel seems really long, your guides are wanting you to know that you are not alone. You're going to start feeling their presence more over the next few days. Little things like seeing signs. I'm getting a message that when you're driving in your car or even eating dinner, even if there's a feeling of loneliness, there's a sense that you're not 100% alone. There is something else there, something that's bigger, something that's greater, and that gives you the faith to keep going and to move on. So hopefully this reading helped you. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of hope. That is what I'm aiming for. Knowing that we can be realistic, but knowing that life unfolds as it's meant to. And this was one spiritual challenge, and you're doing great. Like, honestly, just continue doing what you're doing. You're doing great. And I have all of the love and faith and respect for you. I know that things are going to be fine in the end. So definitely, if you need anything, feel free to comment down below. I'll be sending you so much healing energy and love and light. And if you would like a personal reading, then you can also book using the links down below. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So your first card is the 6 of Swords here, and your guides are just saying celebration. So that is a word coming through in the first card pull here. We also have Page of Cups, the Lovers. Wow, I'm getting really positive energy from this pile. Judgment. And the World. Okay, so there are 2 things coming through in tandem, and I want to address both of them quickly. The first one is I'm getting something about a very creative project. Like, I'm seeing a lot of colors, and your guides are just saying project. So some of you are launching a business, doing really well in your business, following your passion. Basically, all of those things fall under that category. In tandem, I'm also getting something about a love influence, which is just really refreshing and fun. And this person feels like a very reliable person, and they have a very sweet heart, because what your guides are saying is open-hearted. So I really have the sense that one of the important messages for you here is, wow, this is a huge moment for you in your life. Like, a lot of things that you've been manifesting and wanting have finally come to fruition, and you know that, and you are truly just in awe by it. But it just feels really positive, and like all of these destined things are happening right now into the next 5 to 6 months. So I just want to tell you, the next 5 to 6 months, the energy is huge. It's like this major awakening. I feel like you're really busy, but in a good way, a way where it feels like you're truly living out your purpose. And I just feel this deep sense of fulfillment. Like, maybe I'm getting in 2020 in particular, you felt really unfulfilled. Like, it was just a very slow energy. Things were very stagnant, which makes sense because it was COVID, but I feel like it kind of hit you harder than other people for some reason. And then in 2021, I feel like things got a little better, but in 2022, this is the year of expansion and growth. And this is the growth that you have known is there for you. Like, you've known intuitively it's been there for a while, but it's kind of been resting under the surface. And I'm getting that now is the time when other people see you for who you truly are. So 6 of Swords here, this feeling like you're truly moving towards a spiritual path. And what I'm getting is you've learned to balance the challenges. Like, this person has the swords, but the swords aren't bothering her. She knows how to balance them. She's been through the worst. She has been through things that were hard and challenging. And now it's like she paid her dues. That's the energy I'm getting. And so Page of Cups, definitely an offering, but this is like an offering from the universe. So for some of you, it's channeling directly into your creativity. For others, it's channeling into this relationship. And for a very lucky group of people, it's actually channeling into both. I'm getting that 2 really amazing things are happening at the same time, because there's this energy of a duality, and it feels like, wow, these 2 things are happening in tandem, and the energy is just accelerating and growing and expanding, and it feels very exciting. But there's a level of, I deserve this, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like you've been working so hard. You know that you deserve all of the good things happening to you. And the good thing is, I also feel like your community knows that too. Like, they've seen you put the work in, day out, whether that be your family, your friends, or your online community. I'm getting that people know you truly deserve the things that are happening in your life right now. And so everyone is genuinely very happy for you. With the Lovers here, I definitely get this deep energy of transformation. So for some of you, you have manifested the partner who you will stay with forever. This is the love of your life. This is like a very passionate energy that I'm picking up on. And it just feels like, yes, there are more transformations to come for the both of you, but you two will do it together. And there's this deep sense of, this is my person. And for some of you, this took a while to manifest, so congratulations, this has come through. But we also have this very magical, mystical vibe. So even if the relationship itself doesn't feel slow, it feels like it's always kind of progressing and things are always exciting. Like, this is the opposite of a stagnant relationship. And I think it's because the two of you really care about developing yourselves and are very trustworthy and loyal. At least that's what I'm hearing. And I feel like you are both independent, like you both have your own things going on, but you're always there for each other. And even when you're not together in person, you actually feel this person's presence. Like, you might think about them and they text you the same moment. That's kind of what I'm getting. So there is this soulmate connection, this psychic connection that has happened between the two of you. And I just heard from your guides, they're saying the universe has yet to prove to you all of the amazing things that are going to happen, but you're starting to understand playing with the universe is like a game. So you have manifested, you've been putting in the work, you've been doing those things in tandem, and now the universe is really starting to give you what you've been asking for and affirming over the last couple years. Because what I'm getting is, it's been a journey. Like, some of you have come into your spirituality very quickly, and then others it took some time. So anywhere between 8 months and 2 years is when you really came into your spiritual energy and when you really started to understand, oh wow, I can actually affect my reality. And that happens through our thoughts, our actions, affirmations, beliefs, behaviors. All of those things are part of the puzzle, so to speak. And it's just amazing that you have this energy of creativity and abundance flowing towards you all at the same time. Okay, so we also have judgment. So there is one thing I do want to say. As you grow into this new side of yourself, which is the real you, you are going to feel a little bit like, okay, I need to analyze who I'm becoming. And so there might be this level of just having a lot of thoughts about who you are, who you're becoming. Like, I just wouldn't be surprised if you spend a lot of time reflecting on that over the next couple of years, very honestly. And I get that you have a lot of support from your community. At times you might feel like a little bit judged, but I get that that's in the minority, not the majority. So to me, it feels like most people support you. Most people are really proud of you as well. But what I'm wanting to say is, it kind of feels like these are your own self-perceptions that are coming through, and you're trying to understand the balance between not overthinking it, but also being realistic, because truly a lot has changed for you and a lot is going to continue to change. And there's something within you that knows that. And so the advice from your guides is, self-reflection is really good, but channel it into something productive. So I would actually recommend doing journaling prompts and just reflecting on what's going well, what's not going well, where you need more support, because that's actually going to help you be more tactical, and so you don't get lost in your thoughts. Because we don't want to judge ourselves unnecessarily, and your guides want you to know that all these great things are happening and you're doing a good job. And they're just also saying that some of you have this feeling like, oh my gosh, things are too good. Am I going to lose it? Like, when will this no longer be the case? When will I lose it? Because there have been moments in your life when something good happened and it didn't necessarily stay good. So your guides are very clearly saying that's not going to happen this time. Like, all of these things are things that you've been working towards and you fully deserve. And so now it's like, well, you need to convince yourself that you fully deserve it. But I want to say overall, you're doing a great job. This is just a little disclaimer to keep in mind. And then we have the world. So this year, if you're watching in real time, is huge for you. 2022 has this energy of magnification. So it's like everything that was there in your life is just becoming bigger and more more impactful, and I'm getting a lot of visibility around you. So I feel like all of these heads are turning towards you, and people are just waking up to your power and your magic and your energy, which is just so different from other people, because I feel like you see the world in a different way, and people truly appreciate that about you. So you might be very creative, you might be very spiritual, you might just be a hopeless romantic, or so society calls it, but you have always believed on a certain level like there is such a thing as unconditional and universal love, and that is what has allowed you to work with the universe and to manifest all of this abundance that has now come into your life in the 3D. So I'm just getting, keep staying with your abundant thoughts, because that is manifesting very tangible results for you. And the only advice here is to continue doing that and to not judge yourself too hard as you go through this process of change. I feel like you are very happy about it for the most part, but just continuing to believe that you truly deserve this is going to be very helpful as you go throughout your journey. So I hope that this helped you. I hope it gave you some clarity and guidance. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined. And if you would like a personal reading, you can book using the links down below. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.